Day 4 of week 7, Acts chapter 18. So again, I'd encourage you to, if you have not read chapter 18 of Acts, to go ahead and read that. And we are concluding Paul's second missionary journey. And he's in Corinth, and we have a couple people that come to help Paul, Priscilla and Aquila, a husband and wife, come and help, and we see Paul get frustrated. Paul talks about being a tent maker, that he is working, and every Sabbath would go to the temple and go to the synagogue and preach. He gets frustrated with the Jews and their response and says, from now on I will go to the Gentiles, and changes his focus there to the Gentiles, and hears a vision from God saying, don't be afraid, go on and keep speaking. And he stays there 1 year and 6 months, so he's there a long time. The Jews bring a charge against charge to the Greeks against Paul to Gallio. And Gallio says basically, hey, this is an issue amongst you guys. There's no reason to bring this to me. And then they have the Jewish ruler of the synagogue, Sosthenes, beaten in front. So just just kind of an interesting story. And then Paul wants to return home. Paul's been, they estimate, maybe gone 2 years. So Paul wants to return to Antioch, and they go through Ephesus, and Priscilla and Aquila are going to end up staying there, and Paul is heading home. And we have an interesting story about Apollos at the end of chapter 18, starting in verse 24. There's a Jew named Apollos, very able, competent in the scriptures as far as the Old Testament is concerned. He'd been instructed in the way of the Lord, being fervent. He spoke and taught accurately the things concerning Jesus. So he taught about Jesus, and yet we see that he didn't know a whole lot about Jesus except what was taught in the Old Testament and up to the point of John and the baptism of John. So he spoke very boldly on those topics, and Priscilla and Aquila hear him, and they realize that he doesn't know very much beyond John and John the Baptist. So they sit down and explain more to him and teach him, and he goes on and powerfully in verse 28 refuted the Jews in public, showing by the scriptures that Christ was Jesus. So Apollos was very bold, and I think it's sometimes as followers of Jesus, I think sometimes we think, I don't know enough to really be able to speak to somebody. I don't know enough to talk about Jesus to people. And this is an example of Apollos sharing what he knew up to that point, and being very forthright in public with what he knew, and then learning more and being willing to learn. And we just see this aspect of learning, and this aspect of continuing to grow in his knowledge, and being very bold with what he understood and knew at that point. So I think God can use us wherever we're at, and we need to fight that tendency to think, I just need to know more. If I knew more, then I would share. And I fight the exact same thing as I'm guessing some of you fight. That I think, gosh, I don't know enough. I don't understand enough. I don't have a big Bible memory, big Bible memory verses in my back pocket that I'm ready to share whenever need be. But we just need to trust that, when it comes time, the Holy Spirit will give us the words, and that we can share to what point we know now. So Paul concludes his missionary journey, and we'll get into chapter 19 tomorrow. But yeah, I hope God is speaking to you as you open His Word, and pray that it's being a blessing to you. And I just pray for boldness for each one of us, that we can fight this tendency to think, I just need to know more, and to be like Apollos, and to be bold and where he's at. So have a fantastic day, and we'll see you on here tomorrow. God bless.